What's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You're here with Guni for the preview of Spurs versus Chelsea in this weekend's Premier League fixture, the big London derby, the big must-win for Chelsea Football Club as well. We desperately need 3 points. At this stage we need 3 points every single game that we are going to be playing from here on out. Is it going to happen? I highly doubt that, but that's the situation that we found ourselves in. 2 wins in 14 or 15 games. At this point, I don't care which one it is. They are both diabolical numbers to be having that kind of record. Right now, we are the definition of a relegation form, and we need to get out of this rut, and we need to get out of it fast. No better opportunity than doing it against your rivals away from home, especially with all things considered. What happened at the beginning of the season, the absolute robbery, the stink fest the officiators had on the pitch, in the VAR room, everywhere. It was disgusting. But over here, I've said to you many times, we do not like to look at the referees and the officiators for the decisions. We need to show our quality to be winning these games. But people, before I get into the content, thank you very much for helping us reach 16k, man. Appreciate you lot smashing that subscribe button, but don't stop. We're still on that road to 20k. Keep hitting that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 20k. Let's get up to 17k. That is that little bit closer to 20k, like I keep saying. Smash that thumbs up. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well. If you want to donate further to the channel, smash that join button to become a member, and also hit that super thanks button. Every single one of those options, the paid, the non-paid, they all help the channel, man. So thank you once again to all of you that have been supporting the thing. Let's get into the match preview between Spurs versus Chelsea, White Hart Lane, Premier League huge derby. This is the game that no Chelsea fan or no Tottenham fan wants to lose. Form goes out the window. This is derby day, and both teams desperately need 3 points for different reasons. Spurs to keep their top 4 hopes alive. Chelsea to just get out of this disgusting rut that we're in, and this is a brilliant opportunity to start a run of positive form. No better opportunity than to do it against Tottenham, man. Let's get revenge for what happened at the beginning of this season. But obviously, our manager did speak earlier on today, Graham Potter, and I did take a few notes from that interview, some interesting quotes that I thought I would share with you guys. Obviously, the first bit of important news is that Azpilicueta, after that horrendous knock that he took against Southampton, if you think back to that scissor kick that just connected Azpilicueta clean off his head and knocked him straight out. That's what I'm referring to. He seems to be okay. He seems to be on the mend. We did get the thumbs up from Graham Potter, so we're happy that our captain will be getting back to his normal self. Also, the manager said that they have had a good week in training and that everybody should be available except N'Golo Kante and Christian Pulisic. However, the both of them are close to a return. They are training. They are being slowly integrated into the first team. So that's positive news. The first time since I can remember since we will have a full selection of players. Yes, we've got a huge squad, but it's still a positive sign. Our key players are coming back to Chelsea Football Club when we are in a desperate need of a win. When Graham Potter was asked about how the players felt and the response after the Southampton game, he said the response since then has been good. He's had one-to-one conversations and they've put things into perspective, talking about things like how losing against 20th place Southampton is unacceptable. The results have been unacceptable. The league table positions unacceptable. Blah, 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 blah. All of the stuff that you want to hear. Do you know what I mean? But the last question, obviously, that I'm going to touch on in that interview is the fact that he was asked about the whole situation with the training. Now, we heard that the Chelsea players were taking days off, and a lot of us weren't happy about that, given the results. A lot of people saying they should be in extra training, blah, blah, blah. But Potter did say they did do a lot of travelling. They played a lot of football, and it was pre-scheduled because they felt before that was going to be a lot of football, and they needed both the mental and physical break. Me, personally, I can't argue with that. I understand that football players are human beings as well, and if that's the case, then that's the case. But this is Tottenham that we are playing this week. We are desperate for 3 points. We are desperate for 3 points, and it is possible for us to get it. Now, I understand we are in a bad run of form, but like I said, in games like this, derby games, form goes out of the window. And for me, I'm looking at the players this week. I'm looking at the manager, but I won't be as hypercritical with him as I was last week unless he gives me some blatant naive decisions to be hypercritical about. But this game is as much about passion and all of that extra stuff as it is about the tactical decisions. I don't want to see a single player coming off that pitch not giving 110%. That's one thing that I won't accept. If you lose that game, but you gave 110%, obviously, I'm not going to be happy, but I won't be as harsh. But nothing less can be accepted. Going into this game, we're coming up against a 3-4-3 Tottenham Hotspur with a very, very dangerous attack. Now their wing-backs are starting to get involved in the goal scoring. I'm talking about Emerson Royale. How ironic they call him Chicken Royale and all them things there over at with the Tottenham fans. They hated the player, but now he's coming into a good run of form. Obviously, Heung-min Son as well scored in Tottenham's last win 2-0 against West Ham. Son did score. Up until then, he was in a bad run of form. Is that the start of a run of form for Son? If so, we've got to be very careful about that. Harry Kane is Harry Kane, the multifaceted striker, clinical, involved in not just the striking phases of play, even dropping deep into the midfield and contributing and spraying balls from there. So another a world-class player by the definition there that we've got to be careful of. And then on top of that, Kulusevski, so a very dangerous front three. But I've got faith in my own team, 1000%. I've got faith in Chelsea in terms of our defence. We have come across bigger and better and stronger attacks than this, and we have passed the test several times. We can do this on the day, 100%. And that's going to bring me to my lineup so I can explain to you why I have chosen these players from a tactical perspective. I'm going to start off with Kepa in goal. Fair play to him. I haven't really had too much to say about him this season, which is a good thing because usually we're complaining about the mistakes. He should have saved this. The confidence is in the bin, blah, blah, blah. But so far, he's done his job very well. So big up Kepa. He will start in goal. My back four will be Chilwell, Badiashile, Thiago Silva and Reece James. That at the minute I feel is the best two centre-back pairing at the club at the moment. And just ahead of them, the pivot of Enzo Fernandez and Zakaria. For me, the most balanced available pivot in the Chelsea squad, and we are yet to see it. I think that's going to benefit Enzo massively. I think as a whole, just the presence of Zakaria, one being that natural defensive-minded, that defensive midfielder who can screen that defence, also has the presence as well to handle the physicality of such a potentially fierce derby, something that we're going to need. We're going to have to win those midfield scraps. Yes, cards are going to be given left, right and centre if this is a traditional derby, but I feel his presence is going to be very important because in terms of Enzo, it frees him up to get involved in every aspect of play, whether it's deep in our own half, in the middle of the park or in the final third. Enzo is good at influencing all phases of play. Recently, we have been seeing him used as the quote-unquote regista, the deepest sitting midfielder. Yes, he can do that, but you're losing a lot of his other talents. With Zakaria, I believe you're unlocking those talents, so that would be a great pivot. Just ahead of that midfield pivot, I'm going to have João Felix, the Portuguese maestro. Again, I think the involvement of Zakaria, we might see another link up between Enzo and Felix again. Yeah, we saw that when Felix scored the goal, the ball over the top from Enzo, beautiful ball. Maybe we'll see that again. Either side of João Felix, we're going to have Mudryk and Madueke, both of them known to be direct wingers who are not going to constantly pass the ball backwards, who are going to engage with the Tottenham defenders. And there's going to be space in the game. I don't think Tottenham are going to be sitting back while it's 0-0. I think they're going to be chasing the goal. The problem might come if they go up ahead. But there's going to be opportunities this game. And for me, I'm going to go with Aubameyang as our striker. I know a lot of you are thinking, but Guni, you don't like this guy. That's the case, but the truth remains that this guy is the most clinical striker at our club and we are struggling to put goals away. We are better having him on the pitch rather than off it. The way I feel that we should approach this game, I think we should be pressing intensely like we did at Stamford Bridge. Some of you might say that's a bit naive. That might leave us open and leave our defence under pressure with such a front three like Tottenham. But what I will say to you is, you get me, if you don't take risks, you don't get the rewards. And right now, we need to be getting 3 points. If we press them, we engage early, win the ball high up the pitch, take our opportunities, we might be able to have the luxury to sit back and try and contain whatever Tottenham bring to us. But even with that, it's dangerous. Tottenham do like to grow into games. They do like to get goals. They do like to take some of the spoils towards like the dying sides of the game. So we can't rely on that too much. We must be clinical tomorrow. We must be clinical tomorrow. João Felix, no more missed chances. Have Aubameyang on. We're relying on his experience. And you get me. We just need to score goals because no doubt we are going to create chances. I think, once again, that's the most balanced available team to us. And we could definitely be coming away with a win, people. I don't know what you lot think. We could definitely be coming away with a positive result against Tottenham. Their threat mainly comes from their attack. But their defenders, they can definitely be got at 100%. With the quality that we've got, we can get a couple of goals against them. Also, as well, Hugo Lloris will not be featuring for them. Fraser Forster will be deputising for him in goal. But you know, goalkeepers, when they face Chelsea, they turn into the next Lev Yashin. You get me? Reincarnated. So, look. No more excuses. Let's try and get 3 points. I know it's Spurs. I'm not taking them for mugs. Yeah, I'd understand if we came away with a draw. If we came away with a point, it's not the end of the world, all things considered. But we need to start getting some kind of positivity now. And the best way to start a great run would be to get a result against Tottenham. 3 points against Tottenham this weekend would be fantastic. Would be excellent. But before I go, I do want to read out a quote from Graham Potter from the interview he took today that has rattled quite a few people. And there's also some news about Aubameyang in that tweet as well. So Potter was quoted as saying, Pierre Aubameyang had a really good training week, is available for selection. Our problem, speaking to a few of the experienced guys, they said it was the worst preseason they've had. The tour didn't work as well as it would like. Now, that is Graham Potter taking shots against former manager Thomas Tuchel. And what I've got to say about it is very short and very simple. Graham Potter is in no position to talk. The results have been disastrous. At least Thomas Tuchel won something for us, and he did more with this team and overachieved with this team, if we're being completely honest. Potter, you should not be talking about no manager that's won something. You need to focus on the task ahead. Yeah, and not create more problems for yourself, because that there is not a good look. And on that note, people, smash the subscribe button. Let's get up to that 20k mark. Smash that thumbs up as well. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments. If you want to donate further to the channel, hit that super thanks, and also hit that join button so you can become a member. Up the Chelsea at all times. Actually, before I go, my score prediction: 2-1 Chelsea. Yes, I'm going to be optimistic. We are going to go on a run of positive form after Spurs. I promise you. We're going to get that win this week, and then we're going to go on a positive run. Please, 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 please make it happen. Positive thinking, positive thinking, positive thinking. People, I'm out. Up the Chelsea. Gareth Southgate out. Bow.